What's up, guys? I'm sorry about the rain. I'm recording in my car right now. Um, but today, I want to talk about my time in a psychiatric hospital. It lasted about 7 days, and I went to this hospital because one day I just woke up and I was just tired of school, and my mom freaked out because I didn't want to go to school. But there were like two cops and like an ambulance, like the driver there, and they escorted me. They went to my house and they escorted me to the ambulance itself, and they started taking my blood and shit, and just asking me questions and stuff. And then my mom lied about but she had to have like an excuse to take me to the hospital, right? So she said, "Oh, I pushed her really hard, or like I punched her. I don't remember exactly what it was, but like it was something like that." Yeah, so I had to go to the hospital. They checked like all my vitals and shit. They did an X-ray on me, and then the first day I slept in the hallway after getting my vitals checked and all that stuff. The next day, it's just more waiting. The psychologists that checked me, they were like, "Oh, I think you're pretty good to go. You don't really belong here. I think you're good to go to your house." Um, but they talked to my mother and they were just lying to me. They were not gonna send me back home. On the first day in the actual like place that I stayed in, uh, I went through there. They checked me if I had anything, hit up my ass and shit. um, they stripped me naked. That was really awkward. But like after that, they just moved me to a lobby with the rest of the people. These type of people are people to like do drugs and stuff like that. The fent and just you know what I'm saying, like all that stuff. And I did not belong here at all. I was just tired of school. So this lobby was like kind of weird. It was just like a bunch of seats and I mean like like three couches and had a TV. And then to the left of this room, the only other room that we could access at this time was like a room with like I believe six like chairs and had a TV, but this one never worked. This one also had a bathroom. So I went to the room with all the chairs, and I just sat there in a very weird way because I was trying to get comfortable, but I really couldn't. Like I was not comfortable at all. I was calm, but like I couldn't get comfortable, and this like I'm not sure how old he was. He looked young, but he had like a bunch of tattoos and shit. And he walked up to me and he was like, "What's wrong with you, bro?" I was like, "Nothing, bro." So he was like, "Oh, okay." And he went back to the lobby. Um, but yeah, after a long time, I went back to the lobby. Uh, they started giving us like meals and shit. I was like, "Okay, great." I remember being very fucking thirsty throughout this whole like thing because if you wanted any water, you had to ask for this water, and they give you one tiny ass cup. So I was like, I'm a type of person who drinks like a lot of water, like multiple water bottles a day, like maybe even a gallon or two. And I just felt like super thirsty because I couldn't like drink as much water as I wanted to. Like what I'm saying, I only got like what one or two cups, like maybe a few like 2 or 3 cups a day, and then a bunch of juice. You know what I'm saying? So um, and the food, I'm not saying they should give me like a fucking Michelin star restaurant, like 5-star food, but like come on, bro. Like I remember I was in the room with all the seats, and I met this like old guy who was talking to me. And then he wants to give us like the meal, which was like in a container, in a little bit like to go box type shit. He opened it and he went like, oh, "What the fuck, man?" Cause bro, the food looked like actual gray slop. I'm not even joking. It was so comedic. I was laughing my ass off. Like it was the funniest shit I've ever seen. It looked like fucking gray slop. Like if you opened it, it looked like shit. They give us rice and I believe maybe fruits, but it looked like the gray slop was supposed to be meat or something. But god damn, bro. Even the old guy didn't eat it, bro. Like And then this guy was like telling me, oh, like asking me questions like, oh, do you like doing weed or what drugs? What are you in here for? I was like, oh, just I had some bullshit, just cause I was forced to go here. I was like, oh, cool, you want some weed? I was like, nah, I'm good, bro. Then he went to the bathroom, and then I'm pretty sure he pulled out a bag of weed out of his ass and just did weed in the bathroom. I'm not sure how he did it, but he did something. He was definitely in a state of euphoria because when he got back, he sat down on one of the chairs directly in front of me. He leaned back and he had his mouth open and he just stood there like, like, I don't know, like, I can't describe it too well, but he was definitely in euphoria. I could definitely tell he was happy as fuck. He was enjoying that shit. Um, but yeah, that same night I met some other guys, apparently that know this old guy, and we just, I was like, oh, I give them my food a little bit, and like, oh, he's chill, we don't have to fight him or anything, because in this place, they give you like pills, so you're numbed out. These guys fought for those fucking pills, man. They fought for those. They love those pills, bro. So this hospital works and has like 3 stages. So the first stage, which is my first day in there, was like the worst, reserved for like the very worst, and then each stage is supposed to be like the more progress you make, the better you get. You go to the next stage. And there's 3 stages in total. After the third stage, you just leave. So after this, I went to quarantine because I was apparently sick, and they quarantined me with like I believe like a 50-year-old man, a 40-year-old man. Uh, he was pretty chill. He was pretty chill. We were locked in the same room, beds next to each other, and had a pretty fucking big bathroom. Of course, the door was never locked, and there was like, like the curtain was like super tall, so you couldn't really reach it to like, what I'm saying. Uh, yeah, the awkward thing was like, that when we had to shit, you could hear it from, the other guy could hear it because the room was literally like next to the bathroom, which had basically like no like, way to hide the sound because it was open, right? So you could just walk in there and see your fucking roommate taking a fat shit. Like, it was very awkward because I had to shit there. I didn't have diarrhea, but it wasn't. My stomach wasn't feeling too good, and him too. It was super fucking awkward. Um, it's a pretty chill dude though, but that was very fucking awkward. There were all types of people in here. I was the youngest of all these people. I was 18. Um, these people were like 22, 23. That's like the youngest I've met there. And they were mostly like older people, like 40s and maybe even 70s. And there was a guy who was like 91 years old or some shit there. It was just a loop of waking up like around 6 or fucking. I was like around 6 or 7. Fuck, I can't believe I just said that. I'm not even being like funny, trying to be funny, but it was literally like around 6 or 7, a.m. But you could never sleep in this place because it was like people just, like working around. There's a bunch of sounds and the buzzing lights. It just kind of sucked ass just sleeping. But I remember that I think in my last day or the day before I left the psychiatric hospital, there was a fight between my roommate and this guy named Angel. So Angel had he had a girlfriend or his wife. I think he had a wife, but it was like super young. He was like almost as young as me, right? But he had a wife, right? And he had a kid. I think either he had a kid of 3 months, or his wife was pregnant of 3 months, right? So he wanted to get out because he wanted to see her, right? And then he promised his girlfriend or his wife that he was gonna get out on that day the fight happened. But what happened was that Angel was talking to his roommate, and I guess he was being kind of loud or something. And then my roommate went up to the room and basically told him to shut the fuck up. He went in the room, bro, and he told him to shut the fuck up. I'm trying to sleep, and we slept after that, maybe like 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 15 max. We were about to get up anyway, right? So I'm like, okay. We all went to the lobby except him. Angel, and then Angel went to the lobby. He said, yo, don't fucking go in my room again, bro. I'm sorry, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you. Make sure that's the last time you go to my fucking room, bro. Like, I swear to God, bro. And then, my roommate was like, bro, hey, respect me. I could fucking be your father, a piece of shit. Like, I'm like 3 times as old as you, bitch. Like, shut the fuck up. They're like about to fight. But I think a one of the workers came in and just stopped everything. I think. Um, Unlike in stage one, where they actually fought. So, of course, every stage has different groups of people. So like we were like sort of isolated from stage two and stage one. We could not see them at all, or at least we were not supposed to see them. So it was just, just a whole new group of people, right? Not the same people. As far as I know, I'm like the only person who progressed from stage one. I did not see the same people at all. So, but the thing is, after that fight happened, the guy, my roommate, which is like the 50-year-old guy, um, they let him go out early. Um, and Angel, he had to stay there for 2 more days. So I was like, oh fuck, that's kind of sad because he promised his wife that he was gonna see her that day, but he couldn't. So, and after that, he just tried to be calm, tried to talk to him, but he stayed in his room, uh, you know, throughout like the whole day. I left him my toothpaste. He asked for pants. I didn't have any pants, but I talked to like a mother who, the reason she was there is because she said, "Oh, I'm gonna a joke," and then there's like, uh, her son's like freaked out or something, and sent her there. She was pretty cool though. She gave me her number because like, oh son, call me whenever you're feeling sad or something. Just trying to be nice. You could go to the beach with my kids and like nieces and shit. Like I was like, okay. I never called her though, but she was cool too. Uh, then I met this also another older guy, who was, I think he had problems with his wife, and he went there voluntarily to like just show her something, that he improved because he has anger issues or something. But yeah, it was mostly just older people, and I think it was pretty chill. I didn't like how I just want to drink more water. I was just fucking thirsty, man. I don't know what to tell you. I was just very thirsty throughout the whole thing, man. Like, I'm not even lying to you. But they give me a lot of pills. I'm supposed to be taking those pills right now, but I'm not taking them, of course. So, and yeah, I spent 7 days there. My tip is if you ever go to a hospital, like psychiatric hospital, like an asylum, just focus on yourself. Be very quiet. Just be very chill. No problems. Just be very chill. Be nice. Just focus on getting out. That's all you gotta do. That's what I did. But yeah, that's pretty much it.